All right, gamers, check it out. Let's talk innovation and entrepreneurship. These are two very important things in the world at large, in the world in general. But in esports, again, innovation and entrepreneurship drives something that's really important, and that is profits, financial gain. Okay, and it's the financial gain that is the difference between the amount earned versus the amount spent. So it's the investment versus the return. And in esports, we are seeing good, strong investment as well as really strong returns. And that is cool. That is really, really cool. That's really neat to see because entrepreneurs are seeing a return on their investment and a return on their innovation. So, that innovation being a new method, a new idea, a new product, or a new significant change to an existing good or product. And then that entrepreneurship is really that spirit of setting up and building services, products at a financial risk for a hope of profit. So very important in this space. So you have something like Hitmarker. Hitmarker is a job service. It's kind of like LinkedIn, maybe, or any of the other job search websites, but specifically, it's a platform with an emphasis on gaming and esports. We'll do some activities with it in the near future. Factor is an analytics platform built by a professional organization, Evil Geniuses, which is a esports org, and it was built for League of Legends and analyzing the league data. And then you have a company like Community, which is a nonprofit that's based here in Atlanta, with a mission of bridging the gap in STEAM fields for diverse communities. And so they saw a lack of femme gamers and a lack of black and brown gamers and leaders in the space, in the esports and gaming space. And so they are taking the approach of, hey, we can make more gamers. We can help those gamers be successful pathway to professionals, not necessarily a professional gamer, but they're in the professional gaming industry. Because we know that if you learn about it and really engage with it in middle school and high school, going into college, you're going to want to study it. And then subsequently, you're going to want to be a professional in it. Makes sense. And then you have the addressable market. So in terms of innovation and entrepreneurship, you need to be thinking about the size of the market that is a potential buyer or user of your service or product. That is the addressable market. If you are not thinking about that, as I mentioned a little while ago, you are going to miss the mark. If you make something, if you build a product, you spend the time to develop a service and it only serves 1% of gamers, you're missing out on 99% of the market. Not a good idea, not a good business model. Not normally, at least. Then you have software developers. We've been talking about them through this whole thing, basically. Computer programmers that creates new novel ideas through coding and development. And it really is the software itself. So it's the computer programs themselves. And then market share. This is also something that you want to keep in mind. This is the portion of the market controlled by a particular company or product. So if you have a new novel idea, but the market share is dominated by the likes of Microsoft and Google and Apple or something, coming up with a new smartphone might not be the best place for you to spend your time. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. But you might want to work on analyzing your market share because they have the market pretty well locked up. But something like let's say a video game tutorial program, where you're going to develop a platform that provides video game tutorials on how to play, very low subscription, has a ton of, 1,000 video games offered. Your addressable market is quite large. The market share, there's not a lot of players in that space. There's a few, but they're not super big. So you theoretically could take a chunk of that market share and provide a lot of value to your consumers. Lastly, let's hit on innovation and entrepreneurship are two sides of the same coin. Mr. Graff's going to say it. I am definitively saying that you on one side of the coin you have innovation, and on the other side you must have entrepreneurship in order to be successful in esports. That is because without a new novel idea, innovation, you will have a hard time finding success as an entrepreneur. You start a business, you start a company. If you don't have something new and novel, I don't know how likely consumers are to want your product, to want your service. So keeping that in mind as you are working on your company, the archetype mission, as we go through all this, I hope this is all starting to come together in like, oh, now I get it. Now I fully understand why I'm going to package this into a company that provides a service or a product, and how all that relates to esports. Wow, Mr. Graff, this has been awesome. Looking forward to finishing this up, rounding this out, and seeing your archetype companies and businesses. I'm going to say it because I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to continue to say it till the end. This is Mr. Graff saying, stay positive out there, gamers.